Video as well. Been flat out busy since the last made a video, but I got me some scores, got me some power supplies. These came off a fire panel from one of the local council buildings, probably from the art centre or one of those bloody places, anyway, the town hall or somewhere there. But I always keep things like this because they're good for passive components, especially larger size passive 3-hole components, that is. Plus I'm going to try and repair these and get these going as standalone power supplies and put a raw dang unit in them, make them universal. I've got a diode off this one, big 6 or 10 amp rated one, which I needed to get this Dometic or Dometic feeds going. Because this Chinese piece of junk was sacrificed itself and saved us a $430 repair bill. Basically that diode goes on the board here on the 12 volt side. It's a reverse polarity protection diode, and how that works is if you blow fuses, that's what it does, it blows the fuses. If it's plugged in the wrong way, it sacrifices and goes short in the worst case scenario, so you don't blow anything inside there up. Anyway, and that's basically how reverse polarity protection works. Getting some heat rejection there, working quite well. These are very good, these BD35 C-Cop Danfoss compressors. Not cheap though. Made by Dometic, when Dometic owned C-Cop. Yeah, if you're going to buy a new car fridge, make sure it has one of these compressors in it, because it's a good unit. If it's a Chinese heap of crap, can't guarantee it'll last. I know a lot of the Chinese ones burn out too. But that's what was wrong with this. It was run fine on 240 volt, but the bloke who owns this was off the grid. He wants it for 12 volt only. But what he's done there, or someone else has done, they put a 30 amp fuse in there, had a bit of fun, and of course that diode failed short and sacrificed itself to save all the other this expensive part here. Cheapest I could look for online was $350. Not cheap. Because it's got lead-free rubbish solder on it, I just cut the leads off close to the diode component body itself and just soldered the new one on top of the existing leg sticking out of the board. Lead-free stuff's rubbish nowadays, and you're going to work on these sorts of circuit boards, the traces peel off very easily. The idea is fairly high temperature, I didn't want to risk damaging that board. But the part number is 101N0512, that's the driver board for these BD35 C-Cop compressors, and I've always found these online with the boards and the drivers separate. You got to buy this separately. They're getting, oh, they're rejecting heat, nice. But basically I just said replace that diode, and then it's in the process of putting it all back together. I had a Waco, a 40 litre Waco about 2 weeks ago, which I repaired. It had a water damage in its top board, which you can't get that board anymore, but I know a guy has got bloody heaps of parts of these things, and I was lucky to save a lot of money and get that going for him, so the same bloke owns that fridge owns this as well. He'll be as happy as a pig in shit, I think. Now I've got to get a proper fuse for that and put this back together and we're good to go. Bobby Dazzler. Bobby Dazzler. I've scored me a zip water unit. Could be that as a skip. It's kind of too good to throw away, especially if it's Aussie made. Still currently in date. Nice, or just out of date, but test and tag, that's alright. I'll put my own taps on this thing. It's got about 300 hours of work on it. I went for the menu on this thing. Hasn't done much work. This is an LG compressor too, I'm pretty sure. But there's a boiler unit in there for hot water and a compressor for cold water. I think that's your hot water outlet, chilled water outlet, or vice versa. I'll have to do some research because I think it heats up or just cold. I'll have to Google the model of this thing. This might only be cold only, because it would have been another one. That's your inlet. There would be another one for hot water, and you're chilled, and that's your vent. And this might be a cold water only, but I will double check. The tap, I think, the force that the tap part screws on here, and that's something that plugged in there or here. That might have been what powers the tap. there's a bit that goes in here that clicks a solenoid that tells the thing to turn on when you turn a tap on. They're a bit hard to find parts for and complex to work with, but they're overall a pretty good unit, reliable unit, these and the Billies. But I'm just going to see what to throw it away. I'll put this in the kitchen. This is a good grouse. The compressors on that side. We'll see what sort of compressors in this one. I wonder if it's an OG in this one. A solid state school PA system with a record player, but the amplifier part is all valve. Got a list for the project to work on. Some meters there, probably already seen those. Mealer motor, a Mealer control board. These are both bucket. You get an E50 error on your Mealer washing machines. 80% of the time it's this motor, or it can also be, in this case, this was bad too. So luckily we had spares and got this customer going quickly. They're good machines, these Mealers. Let's go down, nothing much else has been happening. Just got a mess to clean up, the little one's made a hell of a mess. And that was just my current project, because I get this fridge going for mate. Yeah, it's just colding down slightly, but these newer units aren't as good as the older ones. Oh well, what a good outcome. Pulling about 3.9 amps. Yep, pretty cool. I'll let it get right down, then I'll put it back together. Happy days, I think. Happy days. Anyway, thanks for watching.